And we've got a mic this time.
Now we have a mic. Now we have green dots.
Yeah. Now we'll wait and see who shows up. 5. That's second friggin' Monday in a row.
Right.
I differ.
I wonder if we can send this back to Yeti and have them work on it.
No, it's been well over
It's
2 years now.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah. Now our mic has decided to die again. So I think I'm going to junk that mic and just stop using it.
I don't remember where the hell we put the snowball because we got the snowball.
Yeah,
It's
somewhere in here. Now, man, they don't cover lifetime.
All right, let's see here. If you would like to keep the air conditioning running because it's late winter, early spring in North Texas, so of course we need the winter or the air conditioner. Donate here today. We still got it's for those of you who don't know. In North Texas, we have the pre-Easter freeze.
Yeah.
So if y'all are all happy about being warm, there can be one more freeze before Easter.
Yep.
Always is.
The mesquite has not bloomed.
If mesquite has not bloomed, that's the. If you like coffee, talk to these guys. When you do, please let them know you heard about it from us. We like to keep them happy. If you like smart-ass T-shirts, and who doesn't, honestly, there's I believe, over 600 smart-ass T-shirts on the tinyurl.com among the leaves tees. So,
yeah. And RK is exactly right. When mesquite buds, it's spring.
Yep.
Yeah. The allergies here go through. Mesquite was blooming. Yeah.
Sure, it's not salt cedar. Salt cedar blooms where the mesquite does, and that crap tears me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always one last cold snap. Maybe not a freeze, but a cold snap.
Yeah.
Before Easter.
Yeah. Don't believe in spring until after the April snow. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
State tournament blizzards. True. Apparently, speaking of state tournaments, apparently this year is going to be interesting in the female basketball world because of Caitlin Clark and Iowa.
Who's Caitlin Clark?
She just set the all-time scoring record for college, men and women.
Did she then?
Yeah.
Is she actually a she?
Yeah.
Okay.
She outpointed Pete Maravich, who had the record up until now.
Yeah.
But I got to say one thing, and I'm not going to say it's an asterisk. That word, yeah. But Pete Maravich scored all those points without the 3-point rule. So all of his were actual 2-pointers.
I don't know that ladies hit 3-point very often.
Caitlin Clark does.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh,
she averages 40 points a game.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And of course, the problem being she's white. So everybody is down on her for that. Basketball.
So is Larry Bird. What's the point?
Basketball's gotten stupid this year. Not only in the college level, but also at the pro level.
So it's catching up to the rest of the world.
Yeah. And it's you've got white guys that are playing basketball, and there are people who are saying, including some of the announcers and commentators, saying the only reason there is white patriarchy. That they can't play basketball, they can't jump, they can't this, they can't that. Yeah. Yeah, it's been stupid for a few years, yeah. Sports, period, have been stupid, yes, no question. Sir Brass, actually, there are more people watching women's basketball lately than the NBA, which I find absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
In other news, Facebook Meta platform was down for a couple hours and actually gave me hope for the survival of civilization. But apparently, somebody mopped up the coffee and it's back online.
Oh, that was actually hilarious. I'm not on Facebook that much because I actually try to write and do something productive. But oh my God, the meltdowns everywhere. Email,
Oh my God.
Twitter, or X, or whatever the hell you want to call it. People were going bat nuts. Oh, the government.
I noticed that Facebook went down when my email went ping, 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 and I had all these folks from back in the day going, "Oh my God, the government shut down Facebook. Civil War's coming." It's like, chill, Scooter. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Have you taken your meds today?
Oh, Differ, I'm sorry to hear that. I see you with pneumonia and ALS. Ouch. Oh, it even blew up on Discord. That's another one I'm not on very much.
I don't have Discord. I don't have Discord. Facebook.
Nice try, Mona Lisa.
She sees the assassins have failed.
Yeah.
No, I've long held a personal belief that the human mind is not set up for the constant reinforcing dopamine spike.
Yeah.
That Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and Reddit and the rest of them give you. We're not set up for the constant dopamine hits. And I really think that the current state of political climate in this country is primarily there's large part due to social media.
Yeah.
By social media, I don't mean blogs. I mean Facebook, where you get the constant reinforced dopamine hits.
Yep. Dopamine, rage, yeah, either or. I've actually had this one for going on 3 years now, so
I think
it's out of warranty.
Didn't John Van Stry send that to us?
Yep. And it was brand new when he had it.
He bought it through Facebook or Amazon, I think,
Yeah.
sent it to us. God bless him.
Yeah.
No, the Facebook, all social media, Facebook just admits it, is set up to reinforce dopamine hits in your fake pudding.
Yeah.
It keeps you addicted, and it's what it is. It's an addiction. The rest of them are set up the same way. They just won't admit it. And I don't think the human mind, I don't think socially we are set up for the constant reinforcing of or antagonism to whatever we happen to hold at the time. I'm not a big fan of Facebook. I don't like social media. The modern social medias, by modern, I mean Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, are set up for you to be in an ecological corral.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in the corral, and they'll let you have access. And anything you have access to outside of it is through them. Facebook, if you look at it real carefully, that's how Facebook show is set up.
Yeah.
It's anything on the internet, Facebook wants you to access it through them. I don't like that. I don't hold to that. Don't cotton to that. Blogs are different. Blogs are like newspapers.
Yeah.
As you hit them, people would hit them in the morning over their coffee, read them, and then go on about their day. With blogs, there wasn't the constant clicking and refreshing that you get with third generation social media.
Yeah. Yeah, Penske, shifting gears for a second here. Penske is trying to do the same thing that NASCAR and F1 have done as far as racing, in that if you're a charter member, you get automatic participation. The 500 has always been, Indianapolis 500 has always been, everybody has to qualify. Nobody gets a free pass. But because Penske now owns Indy, he's trying to force that this year. But honestly, I don't think it's going to fly, because there are too many little teams out there that the only thing they do is the Indy 500 year after year after year. And those little one-horse teams have won quite a few Indy 500s. Now, granted, yeah, there are a bunch of 3, 4, 5 car teams out there, but the little guys still occasionally qualify, and they run fairly well. It's just it's like racing anywhere. You start out. Yeah, that's true, Brian. The Indy has not been the same since the IRL card split. But it's like racing everywhere. My grandson has gotten into go-karts, and he races in a box stock class in California. He has never won a race in 2 years because his parents and I cannot afford all the tricked out stuff for the basic kart.
For stock.
Yeah. Stock my dying ass. I mean, when this is short kart track, slick track. But when these kids are a second to 2 seconds faster than my grandson with a stock kart, there's something going on.
Oh, yeah.
And you can buy a stock engine, but they never check any of these karts.
No.
And
they know that those things aren't stock; they're modified as hell.
Oh yeah, well they're stock appearing.
Oh, stock adjacent.
Yeah, stock adjacent. Yeah. And one of the parents apparently a couple of weeks ago was bragging, and my youngest daughter overheard. Well, we've got over $3,000 in that cart.
Stock.
Yeah. And yeah, the kid wins pretty much every race.
Yeah, because he got $3,000 worth of engines.
Yeah. But my grandson helped his daddy and his uncle build his own cart. So he learned steering geometries, engine placement, offsets, all those things that go into the mechanical part of it. And I'm sure the other kid,
took it to a shop and
took it to a professional shop, and they built the cart for him.
And then he came back and got the.
Yeah.
And he came back 3 weeks later and took possession of his stock go-kart.
Yeah. Yeah. Grandson's definitely better off in the long run. Yeah. Stock cart. Yeah. Okay.
Little sister says, "Hey, now learning how to shop and order stuff online is a skill too." Yes, it is. You and Rita, I swear to God.
Yeah.
You and Rita. Well,
actually, Sir Brass, there was an even better one than that. And the what class was that? FE or F class? SCCA. A few years ago, there was a guy running a Z3, and he did pretty well all year long. Ran a car for a couple of years, and then went to a different car. And I remember him thanking BMW Leasing. He had leased a Z3 to race it. So for 3 years, he drove it as a race car, which kept the mileage down.
Yeah. But
so he put all the stock parts back on it and turned it back in.
Did keep the mileage down, but it put some strain.
Yeah, we used to go rent Volkswagens for that. Literally go to Hertz, rent a Volkswagen, go to the autocross for the weekend, burn the tires and brakes off of it, turn it back in on Sunday, and fly back out. Sir Brass, they didn't know about it until he'd already turned the car back in.
And they went, "What the hell's with all this odd stress?"
Yeah.
All stressors. I am working on collating stories for the last of the Spurgle Chronicles.
Yeah.
Jono will send out.
You hope.
Jono will send out contracts on Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, we are going to go to the Kansas City Comic Con. Take a look around. James Young has a booth there, so we're going to show up, and we've got a couple of off-site meetings that we've got set up. Should be interesting. Rita, unfortunately, yet again, will not be able to make the trip, so it'll be me and Jonna and Courtney. Mike's coming in from where Mike Burke and James Young. So it'll be an interesting little There's Mike. Tabletop Hobbies and Games in Overland Park. We're having a meet and greet there. So I hope we can find it because I'm driving. So, and Wally, yes, Wally can't leave out Wally. How did I forget Wally? My bad.
Because he's been here all weekend.
Right. Thursday afternoon, 4:30 to close at Tabletop Hobbies and Games in Overland Park. Come by and visit the Racketeer folks.
Overland Park's got some good barbecue restaurants, or at least used to have.
Kansas has good barbecue?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take your word on that. The car will be assembled when I get, for the most part.
It'll only be disassembled and reassembled twice on the trip.
For the most part. Barbecue's off my menu now. So the last, what, you again? The last of Sproul Chronicles I'm getting together and contracts will be out.
Yeah.
Let me take a look here. You're laughing. I get nervous when you laugh. The Weird West closes on the 8th. If you're writing a Weird West, get it in by the 8th, okay, guys?
You got 3 days.
The 15th, Moggy's 3 publishes. I think you're going to be quite tickled with Moggy's 3, given the amount of laughter that Rita was going through the stories. And then on the 22nd, Space Cowboys 5. It will close on March 22nd. So if you have a Space Cowboys movie, I did not have coffee today. If you have a Space Cowboys story,
what the hell's wrong with you?
Right. If you have Space Cowboys, send it. And if we don't put it in this one, we'll put it in Space Cowboys 6. I love the Mike. I love the blurb for Weird West went up on Substack. That was fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, your story in Space Marines 3 was pretty good too. There were some interesting stories in that one. I grabbed it and read it right quick. But I can't put up a post on it or review because I know too many people in it.
That's the odd thing is Kelly Grayson reviews books he's in, and Amazon lets it ride. I don't know how the hell he's doing that.
Yeah, Sir Brass, that truly sucks. But you get a little weight loss whether you want it or not. Yeah, the GI track says it's the express lane. Oh yeah, been there, done that.
Ozempic is kicking my ass.
Yeah, we cooked for the post last night. We did fried chicken for 40, and I was breathing grease fumes for more than a couple of hours. And beans, green beans, Southern style, and mashed taters and gravy. And that took a while yesterday. But everybody liked it, so why is your transmission sitting in the shower?
Because Rita told me to get it out of the sink. Yes, Mike, good point. Thank you. Authors for Giant Freaking Robots will be on HP Holo's podcast March 16th. You honestly, you really want to catch that. I'm so damn proud of our authors. I really am. Everybody that writes for us, you guys are fantastic. You really are. Authors and Mike and Nick and Courtney and the folks at Racketeer Press, honestly make me look good.
And Sarah.
And Sarah. Oh, Sarah. Sarah, our copy editor. How the world is wound up not stabulated by that little lady is a constant source of wonder to me.
Because she calls me and blows off steam for 2 hours at a time. Oh.
But Mike and Nick and Sarah and Courtney and Cedar, They're the ones that do all the work and make Racketeer Press look good. And the authors give them more than enough to work with. I swear some of the traditional houses, they don't know what they're missing with you guys. They really don't. Sooner or later, traditional houses are going to figure out that these little authors out here are the way of the future. And I'm going to be screwed for authors.
Yeah, but at the same time, look at some of the covers we're seeing out of the trad pub houses. They're bad. I mean, there's no way around it. Those covers suck. They look like they were done by a friggin' fifth grader.
Yeah. Don't get me started on covers.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that so much went into covers until I started talking to Cedar.
Yeah.
And covers are not just covers, guys. There are rules. Very strict rules I didn't know, right down to, excuse me, folks, genres have specific colors.
Yep.
Which I didn't know. Fonts, the font of your title has to, reference your genre. It's just, it is in depth, and wow. And it's a science. It really is.
Why do you think I went with professional graphic artists?
That's why we've got Cedar.
Yeah.
That's why we've got Cedar.
Space Ass and Thorny Crown covers.
No. It's not even. Let me show you one. The Racketeer Press guys were losing their minds this morning. I don't know if y'all can see that. I hope you can. I am so sorry for that guy. That is not a good cover.
Yeah.
That is not a good cover. I don't know who authorized that or who signed off on it. That is not a good cover. I'll just, because some artist did his best. He really did. Some artist, his or her, did his or her best. I don't want to ding them, but whoever selected that for the cover, wow. Yeah.
Carlton, all the fires are well north of us.
North and west.
People up there aren't doing well. They've lost over 10,000 head of cattle. It looks like a giant carrot blocking a tractor trailer. Yeah, pretty much.
They've lost cattle. They've lost grays.
Homes. They're going to be buying a lot of hay for what few cows they have left.
There's a lot of hay heading north on 287 right now.
Yeah.
Because they've lost grays. They've lost a shit ton of grays.
Yeah.
And the cattle, the cattlemen's insurance, they're going to be dragging their feet for a while.
Yeah.
Because they took a bad hit on this one. The insurance companies.
Just smokehouses over 1 million acres. And as of day before yesterday, it was only 15% contained.
Oh, is it that much?
Yeah.
Last I heard it was like 5.
Yeah, that was Friday. Sunday it was 15% contained.
No. So, and not only that, but the folks up in Panhandle, the ranchers, a lot of them supplement their income with deer and pheasant hunting. Hunting ditch chickens in a Panhandle is a big money draw, and they're screwed for a season or two.
Yeah, DJ, you're right. It might make the hay prices even crazier than they have been. And there's going to be a lot of what we call stale hay. It was last year's hay that wasn't sold. That's going to get pushed up there for ridiculous prices. It may or may not be any good.
There's a lot of donated hay heading up there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big drive here in Itchypaw for hay and calf formula.
Yeah.
Because you can load a calf in the back of a pickup. Mama, not so much.
Yeah.
So mama is toast.
Yeah.
Calves,
crispy critter.
Yeah. Calves are probably saved, but gonna have to have calf formula.
Yeah.
So there was a drive in this area for donated hay and donated calf formula, And bless their hearts, a lot of the ranchers area ponied up.
Yeah.
God bless them. But now, when the graze comes back, it's going to be high quality because one of the few good things about this is burned land. Once you burn the land, the next year's hay is great.
Yeah.
Small,
it's got nutrients in it.
Small,
Yeah.
Small flavors. Where
Damn, Winkle Red, I knew you had problems. I didn't realize it was 100% blockage of the main coronary.
Wow.
Yeah. Burned land is rich in plant food, yes. Beef prices are going to go up again. Yeah.
If they do, it'll be because people are getting away with it. 10,000 head lost in the Panhandle is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
It's a drop
realistically.
in the bucket. 10,000 head is not shouldn't have that much of a bump on the market. It really shouldn't. It probably will because folks will be the meat packers will be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
They have an excuse and get away with it'll be the packers raising the prices.
Oh, speaking of which, I was wrong in what I said in one of my posts. JBS, that's being sued by Letitia James in New York, has an office. The U.S. office is in Colorado. They're actually a Brazilian company. They are not a U.S. company.
JBS.
The meat packers.
Oh.
They are worldwide.
Don't get me started on meat packers.
Yeah.
As Jim and I are rancher adjacent.
Yeah.
We've actually been out working, and you do not want to get me off on the rant about meat packers.
No.
Meat pack. If you don't like the price of your beef, it ain't the rancher's fault.
Yeah.
It's the meat packers. The meat packers got that's a long, involved, probably get me sued rant for later.
Yeah.
10K head. Kermit says 10K head loss is ruin on the individual ranchers. Tiny amount in the market. Yeah, the individual ranchers are toast because the insurance companies are taking one look at this, grabbing the maylocks.
Yeah.
And they're going to be dragging their feet.
Yeah. So what will happen is just like the farmers, the ranchers will have to take out loans to get through the year. They may see an insurance payout next year, which might be 50%.
And they'll wind up having to sue the insurance companies to get what the insurance company is actually legally obligated to pay. But because most people won't sue them, they get away with not meeting their legal payment obligations.
Yeah.
TSCRA is losing. TSCRA is the Texas and Southwest Cattle Raisers Association, primarily a Texas, Oklahoma rancher association. You do not have to own cattle to be a member. I'm a member. Good folks. For a political action committee, I'm quite fond of TSCRA. They are losing their ever-loving minds right now.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Yeah, the emails are interesting.
Yeah.
The problem, the other problem too, folks, is that ranching, farming, anything that requires outdoors is chancy at best.
Yeah. Ranching is less chancy overall than farming.
Right.
But
when you start getting the fires, you start getting issues, you start losing grays like we did back in the mid 2000 teens.
I'm not sure how to put this. For farming, Jim can probably put it better. Farming, the catastrophes are pretty much a lot of the time and manageable. For ranching, catastrophes are much less. They're much more rare, but they're much more catastrophic when they happen. Is that about right?
Yeah. Friends of ours up in Colorado that have a farm have gone to a lease because they only made money 1 year out of 10, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right.
They made money 1 year out of 10. The One of my high school classmates had a ranch over in East Texas. When the drought hit back in the mid-20 teens, he went from 2,000 head to 3 head. He kept 3 bulls. One of his competitors down the road kept 3 cows. He had one stock tank that he was pumping water out of the Red River to keep those 3 bulls alive and feeding them hay year round.
Oh, that's expensive. That's not exactly good for him either.
No, but he had no choice.
No choice.
There were other ranchers in East Texas and all over this area, as a matter of fact, that kept their herds because they didn't want to see the prices fall like they were. Because Ron lost about $250,000 when he sold all of his. They let the beef graze the grass down to the ground. They killed it. So you had literally hundreds, if not thousands, of acres that had no grass on it. All it had was weeds.
And it probably didn't have that many weeds.
No. And when cattle start eating weeds, you start getting problems.
You start getting major problems.
Yeah. Especially if they're dairy cows, which is even worse. But they actually are just now back up. I think last time I talked to him, he said he's got 750 head.
Sir Brass, the Widowmaker is a left anterior descending artery blockage. Not the left anterior ascending.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to ranching. With farming, if you have a couple of days no rain, you can a good rain up to a week later, you can save your crop.
Yeah.
You have a bad day, your cows or horses just fall over.
Yeah. Sheep are the stupidest.
Oh my God, sheep are fucking stupid.
Cattle are not much smarter.
No. Cattle aren't that much. Well, and it depends. And okay.
Local weed, yeah.
Oh God. Keep that shit out of you. Keep that shit. And then if you have a fucking bison or an elk wander by your herd, they'll tell you cows don't get brucellosis.
They do.
Anyway, where was I? Okay. It's not just that cattle are stupid. And Jim's fixing to start giggling. Sometimes we design them poorly. And I'm fixing to go into my Santa Gertrudis rant. And there goes Jim.
I'll be back in a half an hour.
King Ranch. One of the breeds that they developed that they're famous for is a Santa Gertrudis. It's a fantastic beef cow for the most part. And what they bred for was a cow that was good for beef.
Yeah.
So it's a blocky, a lot of meat on there. So you get them up to sell weight pretty quickly and get good money for. Anyway, they weren't thinking, and the Santa Gertrudis is a very popular. You'll notice King Ranch isn't breeding many Santa Gertrudis anymore.
Nope.
They've got something called American Red, which I am following very closely because that's an interesting breed they're putting. But back to Santa Gertrudis. Way they bred them, the body conformation they were looking for, turns out great in cows, not so great in bulls.
Yeah.
Might want to close your ears. Santa Gertrudis have a nasty habit of the bull stepping on his happy stick. And once the bull breaks off that bone in Mr. Happy, they're not good for breeding anymore.
Yeah.
They're not.
Makes a nice walking stick, though.
Not if it's broken in the wrong area, it doesn't. But if you spend X amount of money on a breeding bull, and in his first attempt he steps on his tallywhacker and breaks it, you've just wasted that money.
Yeah.
The Santa Gertrudis is a bad. They're really good. The cows, Santa Gertrudis cows are great. They're great cows. They're very protective. They're good mothers.
Yeah.
But the bulls, snap. Oh, yeah, the ball fall over. You know exactly what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
And you have just wasted money.
Thousands of dollars worth
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because you've wasted the money spent on the bull. You've wasted his future earnings.
Yeah.
Because once he steps on Mr. Happy,
Yeah.
If he breaks it, you can't splint that thing. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Teamsters and tallywhackers. Mike.
Silver Tiger. This is why professional artificial insemination is a thing. It's one reason.
Yeah.
If you can pony up the money for a registered Santa Gertrudis bull and you keep him from breaking things off, breaking off your ass is a whole different meaning with a Santa Gertrudis. You charge 4 or 5 digits per throw in that bull.
Yeah.
So I personally, if I could buy an American Red, I would a bull, because you can charge anywhere $2,000 to $15,000 a cover.
Yeah.
And considering you can put that bull on as many cows as that's quite a bit of money.
Yeah. Charolais another one that's an interesting breed.
Charolais.
Brangus is a more or less a Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma breed.
It's a Brahma Angus cross.
Yeah.
They're decent cows.
Yeah.
They're dumb as a stump. Dumb.
Yeah.
No, far dumber than that. I like Angus bulls. Angus bulls, they're smart. They're tough little buggers. The only thing is I do not like black cows in Texas.
No.
I do not like black cows in Texas.
Because they will actually overheat.
Yeah, they'll overheat with quickness.
Yeah.
I like red cows. Red Angus. If you're going to get Angus breed in Texas, get the red Angus, not the black.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, and I don't know if Jim will back me up on this. Quite honestly, a good Angus steak, Angus beef done right is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brangus, they're smarter than normal. They're smarter than most. They're damn sure smarter than a Santa Gertrudis.
Yeah.
Or a Beefmaster. Beefmaster are some stupid cows. Beefmaster are stupid.
They're almost as bad as Holsteins.
Oh, Emma's in labor.
Yay.
Everybody, Emma Hankins is in labor, guys.
So now the pool starts as to how many hours it will be.
Well, she's a first-time mother. It's liable to take a bit.
Either that or 5 minutes and it's over.
Brandon, did you get there?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, because the saga of Brennan getting to Emma has been
interesting.
Yeah. Black cows in Texas are not a good.
And Kermit brings up an excellent point. You cannot see them at night.
No.
I can vouch for that fact because many years ago, I was with my uncle running through the back roads of an oil field in East Texas, and we hit one and totaled the truck, and that damn Angus got up and walked off.
Black Angus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And we had to walk about 4 miles through the dark to get back to the house because that Angus took that grill guard and folded it right over the radiator into the engine block.
They will tell you that Brahmas don't come in black.
Yeah.
They lie.
Yeah. And then there was that crazy bastard that crossed a Brahma with a friggin' Longhorn. Remember that one?
Oh, Jesus. What? And I asked him to see if it could be done.
Yeah.
It's a cow. Of course it can be done. But what the? Oh, Brandon's in Vegas.
He might make it.
Woo. You be careful. Dad, drive carefully, drive safely. It's better to get there a little late than not get there at all, okay?
Yeah. You will not be the first husband to have missed the birth, trust me.
And Emma will forgive you in about 18 years. Drive safely. All right.
And at
Please.
least he won't have to hear her threatening to cut things off with a raw, dull, rusty knife.
Oh, I'm sure she'll still stop. Brandon, please drive safely.
Yeah.
Drive carefully. Make sure you have enough sleep. If you have to get there a little late, it's better than not getting there at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I nailed a black Brahma bull in a Chevy 1500. The thing fell down and laid over on the hood. That was interesting.
Now, if you hit a pig, there's a chance the vehicle might be drivable. You hit a steer, it ain't going to be drivable.
And half the time you hit a steer, you break a leg, and that's it for the steer.
Yeah.
And don't ever hit a horse or an elk.
Oh, no.
Or a moose. Because you take the legs out, and then the whole body comes to the windshield.
Yeah.
And that's never good.
Yeah, a friend of mine, an Alaska trooper, got one of those on a call out outside of Fairbanks. The moose was inside the van and still alive, along with the 2-year-old baby in the back seat. And thankfully, the moose, when it went through, the feet were pointed out, not in. So it never got the baby. But Al said it was rather interesting for a moment or three when he was trying to figure out where in the hell to shoot this thing, because all he could see was brown and moving. Literally could not figure out where the head was. He could see feet on one side.
That was one of the reasons that when I was a rural deputy, I had a box of Brennicky KO slugs in the door pocket of my cruiser, because I figured out really quick that trying to put down an injured cow with buckshot was not working.
No, and it's not going to work with 5.56 either.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. So I got to the point, I just drop a KO and go behind the elbow, and it would do the trick. Buckshot, I was always told buckshot into the ear.
Yeah.
But injured cows flail their heads around, and you.
Yeah, Richard, I can believe that. Oaklawn was notorious for losing horses out on the Highway 70 in Hot Springs. Rick, that's when you see eyebrows, you know that the baby's on the way.
Hey, Ian, what can you see? Eyebrows. Pull over. Yeah. 36 hours?
Oh, Cedar.
I'd gut somebody with a razor for that.
Sir Brass, total of 15 minutes with 2 kids. Yeah.
Nope.
My oldest was born. I was actually on a fire scene because I had checked with my ex-wife before I left. I said, "Are you all right? No contract, no nothing." Yeah, I'm fine. Hour later, station gets toned out. Have Mr. Curtis report to Jacksonville Navy Hospital. Fuck. I showed up in the hospital in turnout gear, wearing a pair of gym shorts and a t-shirt. And they looked at me and said, "You are not going in like that. Well, give me something to wear." And I stripped right there in the hall and put on a set of scrubs that somebody came up with, and went in and they made me wash before I even was allowed into delivery. And I got there long enough to get one hand crushed, and then there came my oldest daughter. Oh, 21 hours of emergency C-section. That sucks.
I've had a kidney
do not envy all that at all.
I've had a kidney stone, which I'm informed is somewhat similar to labor. And I wouldn't do a kidney stone for 36 hours. Somebody would be getting beaten with a stick.
Yeah.
I was a 23-year-old guy. A lot of us used to be 23-year-old guys.
Yeah.
And if I could,
way too freaking many years ago. Shut up.
I would like it noted for the record, I did not jump on that like I could have. Well, Cedar, yeah. Yes.
The rest used to be 23-year-old women. True. Now, however, these days, that's questionable.
Yeah, mine are store-bought. Your kids are store-bought?
Adopted, probably.
Okay, I'm not going there. I'm just not going there.
Oh, Michael, that's that's
so, is there anything else we need to? So we
24-year-old guy with 40 years of experience. Yeah.
Adoptex. Is that an exercise in adoption? Adoptex?
Yeah. Yep.
He's 23 for this century. Okay. Actually, I had stuff to talk. The 9-0 Trump decision in the Supreme Court.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And the left is now planning an insurrection of their own for January the 6th, 2025, to not certify the election.
Well, they've set precedent.
Yep. So if you haven't, and I have, although you can't see it.
It kind of blends in with the, there it is.
Yeah, it does.
And it's primary, so it's time to vote in the primary, guys.
Vote.
For Texas anyway, wherever your primary is. What tickles me pink is the whole thing that is causing the leftists to accidentally say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
Because Keith Olbermann, which I didn't realize that thing was still alive, on X or Twitter X, whatever it is, yesterday said he hoped that the Republicans, conservatives should not share this because it means they couldn't do this. They couldn't get Biden. That's the point.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Kermit. She looked at what was going on and went, not playing partisan. We're going for a united vote.
No, and if you look at the case, it's open and shut.
Yeah.
They followed the Constitution to the letter, which is what they're supposed to be doing the entire damn time.
Yeah.
And said, no. Plus, and what everybody, even the Supreme Court, has missed is the fact that he's guilty of insurrection. He cannot run for office. In which court is he guilty of insurrection?
Yeah. And who defines insurrection?
Has he been even charged with it?
Nope.
You cannot be guilty of a crime you have not been convicted of, nor even been charged of. He's not guilty of insurrection if he wasn't charged or convicted of it.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's guilty of insurrection. What court? Show me the court. Show me the case.
Yeah, Sir Brass, we had one of those down in Florida. We had her up in the Kellerman position, which is legs crossed and pushing, to keep her from pushing the baby out. And we were transferring her from the stretcher to the gurney. And the nurse caught the baby because she straightened her legs and it was like, thud. Yeah.
Yeah, he's guilty of insurrection. In what court? Somebody show me the court. Show me the case. Show me the conviction documents.
They can't. But in their minds, for a loose version of mind,
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. It does in their utopia.
Yeah.
Nothing, Carlton. Even if he is guilty. Yeah.
Well, there's a case for there's a weak case. There's a case for post Civil War for being guilty of insurrection means you can't run for office.
But if you're already elected to office, you can't run again, which he couldn't run again anyway. So it's a moot point. But seriously, folks, voting is one of your rights that you need to make sure that you do. This is why this country has succeeded as long as it has, is the people have a right to speak. We need to keep speaking.
We need to be getting more active in local politics.
Yeah.
All politics is local politics when you get down to the brass tacks. All politics is local politics. That's if you want to affect Washington, you need to work in local politics.
I'd like to get rid of some of the assholes we have locally too, but
assholes in politics is just something you have to deal with.
Anybody with any common sense never runs to be a politician.
No. I will note that the assistant DA that led the charge on me is running unopposed as a Texas district judge, which annoys me to no end.
Yeah. Stop electing lawyers would be a good start.
Also, and before Facebook crashed, one of my memories that popped up this morning was a post I did about how not suffering any consequences was one of the things leading us to the state the country's in right now. Is that the politicians, congressmen, senators, whatever, never suffer any consequences for their idiot actions. If they get kicked in the junk every time they screwed up, we'd be a lot better off. They suffer no consequences for being stupid. They really don't.
Yeah, need to be part-time and paid poorly. Yes. Actually, what we need to do, what we could do as a people, and it'd be hell to do it, would be to get term limits in.
I'm not a fan of term limits.
I am, because what you need to do is to get back to the citizen politician, not the professional.
I am a big fan of age limits.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of age limits. When you hit 68, you can't be run for Congress or as a representative anymore. You hit 72, you can't run for Senate anymore. Big fan of age limits. We have them for judges in Texas. It's either 72 or 75. You cannot stand if you are. I forget which one it is. For district judges, you can't stand for office to run for office after you hit a certain age. I'd be perfectly happy with the same thing for Congress critters, for representatives and senators. Wouldn't bother me a bit.
Yeah, and I've got to admit, Rick and Monalisa are both right. Parasites moved into the shadows and the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Unelected bureaucrats really control the country, not the politicians per se.
Yeah, term limits. Term limits sound good.
Yeah,
but there's one, they figure out a way around it. As a for instance, Barack Obama was term limited to 2 terms.
He's on his 3rd. I like AJ's idea though. Big fan of Illinois term limits: 1 term in office, term in prison.
Well, I would like Illinois term limits for congressional staffers. If you are a staff member, and I'm a big believer in term limits for any federal employee outside of the military. If you are a functionary in the Department of Agriculture, you get to do 20 years, then you go fuck off and do something else.
Yeah.
Period. I think if you are an unelected, I think if you are an appointed politician heading up an agency, I think 12 years, you're done. If you are a line staffer for a federal agency, I think you do 20 years and then get out. And I'm a firm believer. I think, now that we're hauled out the soapbox, I think that every executive department, State Department, Department of Defense, Department of Agriculture, every executive should be housed or should be headquartered in a different state. And no 2 executive departments will be in the same state. One, that keeps us down to a theoretical maximum of 50 departments of whatever.
Yeah.
But I think Department of State should be in Connecticut. DOD stay in Virginia. Department of Treasury should be in Minot, North Dakota.
Agriculture should be in Kansas or Nebraska.
I think that each one of these cabinet level departments needs to be headquartered in a different state.
Yeah. 15-year no retirement, 401k. And they have to obey the same fucking laws and get the same medical treatment that veterans get. Anyway, folks, we've pretty much wasted another hour of your time. And please, if you have not voted, go vote if you're voting today. Interior should be in Oklahoma or South Dakota. South Dakota, we don't want them in Oklahoma.
No, Department of Labor, put them in Arizona.
Yeah.
Department of Energy, Alaska.
Yeah, Winkle Red, that's part of the problem too, is they've decreased the size of government under Clinton, which basically meant that they moved people out of government into contractor jobs. So they have technically less government.
I would say make you can't do contract work for the government unless under extremely limited, extremely well defined.
Yeah.
The Department of Agriculture doesn't get contractors.
Yeah.
You've got Joe Schmuck here for 20 years, and then he gets his 20th anniversary. You meet him at the door with a pocket watch and all of the shit from his desk in a box. Yeah. You say, "Good to have you 20 years. Get the fuck out."
Yeah.
That's Fauci should not have been anywhere near
40 years.
40 years. No. 20 years. Done.
Making more than the president. Plus what he was making on the side, which was millions. Anyway, on a brighter note, well, actually not a brighter note because Facebook came back. The weather is starting to perk up. Get outside and do something. You need that vitamin D, folks.
Vitamin D for sunlight. I have no medical, but I think vitamin D that your body makes for sunlight is probably gets it where it needs to go better than vitamin D from a pill.
Yeah. And remember, as always, don't pet the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff.
Be safe, guys.
Yeah. Go outside. I'll get struck by lightning. Yeah, no comment, Sir Brass.
You need the exercise and dodging.
Yeah.
Gets the blood to pumping.
Yeah. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.